All right, we good to roll into Europe then, or any last thoughts?
No, we can go right into Liam Öhgren.
There we go. Let's hear it.
I love this kid. Playing really well. Before the World Juniors, he's on, I don't know, 4 or 5 game point streak. Again, last game before World Juniors, puts up his first hat trick in the Allsvenskan, comes back. I was really curious to see what he would look like because obviously the points weren't really there at the World Juniors. He was on that line that really made no sense. But he's just come back and fit right in. And he's on that right now. He's playing on their first line. Had another assist. Was it today? Yeah, yesterday. Had another assist. So now he's 4th on the team in points. He's tied for the most game-winning goals on the team with 3. And I think he's probably got points in 10 of his last 12 games. I've seen a big jump just in his defensive game, but now he just looks significantly more comfortable, even more projectable than he already did. Just because, again, yes, he was setting records playing in the J20 over there in the Swedish junior leagues. But he was kind of just even though however many of his fucking 30 of his 33 goals last year in 30 games were 5v5. At that point, that team was so loaded, you didn't really know what it meant. By the way, he also played 0 games on the U18 team, and they just had him come down for 4 playoff games, 9 points, 5 goals. And then he's just so nasty. But yeah, no. So he's just he's just come back into the Allsvenskan, which is not, again, even for anyone under the age of 24, 25, that's a tough league to first of all play in, but score. And now after starting off with 1 point in his first 8 games, he's in their top 6. He's probably the last 10 games, probably close to, he's between 16 and 20 minutes time on ice. Before that, it was right around 6, 7, 8. He's putting up shots. The passing game's taking a leap. I'd still like to see him take a step with the skating. I think that could make a big difference for him in turning into more of a well-rounded player. But even then, with the skating still being good, not great, really not elite, he's making himself useful defensively too. So he's become much more physical as well. Just again, this is a kid that, you look to the draft and the guys that are going before him, those kids are going to grow, but this kid was already 6'1", 6 foot, almost 200 pounds. So you're kind of wondering how much more is there with the skating. And I think if he can unlock that a little bit more, then you're going to see a whole other dimension of player. But even with that, he just looks more comfortable playing against men. He's playing pro hockey, producing, and he's being trusted a lot more. And I mean, he's also been on the ice, I think his plus minus is plus 15, which has to be close to first on that team. They've kind of taken a step back, just with other teams loading up, trying to get promoted back in the SHL. But he's just looked excellent. So 29 games. I'm pulling up the stats now because I can actually see it. 29 games, 9 goals, 7 assists for 16 points. Plus 14. He's only taking 2 PIMs. And he's playing a lot more physical. There's defensive ability there. But he's just playing really well. So that's a kid, his floor, again, is a high-scoring third-line guy that can play on the back end there. So I'm really curious to see kind of how the next year or two goes, where he plays next year. But he's just playing a very projectable game right now, and he's really fun to watch. So again, just another kid in this fucking prospect pool that you're looking at oh yeah, no, that's an NHL player and a very impactful NHL guy. So he's playing excellent. Love him.
Love that. All right. Who's next?
For Euros? I mean, the only other that's it, because we got the 3 other Russians that are never going to play for the Minnesota Wild, and first off, who's gone. He to kiss him goodbye. Yeah. He's actually playing really well too in the KHL. He's putting up good points, getting a lot of minutes. But the second that things got hard, and he said, "I don't want to play here anymore." That's how you tell Bill Guerin that I'll never play for you. And then again, the 2 other guys in Russia that I actually really like and think if they wanted to play in the NHL, they'd be really good. Guskov and Svetlikov. They're also playing really well, but they're never going to fucking play over here. No, Guskov could, I guess. Svetlikov, he's already 26. I actually think right now he could be a good, solid, low profile bottom 6 guy in the NHL. he's got to be top 5 over there in faceoffs. He plays really well the back end. He's a big boy, he's super physical. But he's got some like really like imagine Connor Dewar, but like 6'3". So yeah, no, it just sucks that I know he's never gonna fucking come over here.
Yeah.
Considering he's already that old. But I mean, Svetlikov is playing really well, and Guskov gets scratched here and there, but when he comes in, he generally produces actually, and he actually, again, he plays a really good 200-foot game, which is kind of like his profile coming in. But since he went back to Russia and left the OHL, it just doesn't really seem that likely to ever be over here. But that's it for the Euros.